Now we're talking about niche pages. Here's another growth hacking tip. Never told anybody about this. So this is a huge gem. So part of my growth hacking strategy of what I've done. So are you guys familiar with raw rolling papers?
Rolling papers?
Yeah, like raw rolling papers.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the difference between raw and regular?
Oh, Raw is like the company you see all the time.
The company Raw, they got the white paper.
No, I don't smoke, so I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
I know some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Raw Rolling Papers is the world's biggest rolling paper company, and the HBI is their distribution company. Josh Kesselman, who is the founder of Raw Rolling Papers, his social media output wasn't doing the best that it possibly could, but I was like, you're putting out great content. But dude, you have hundreds of products. Just make educational videos about them. Put that out there. So when I was running Loaded Up, this is why I have a love and hate relationship with social media. We got deleted off of Instagram 6 times at 100,000 followers. I got us to 100,000 followers in 12 months, did it again in 8 months, did it again in 6 months, did it again in 3 months. And then we got deleted off of YouTube at 300,000 subscribers. And this is the day before 420, we were supposed to have a launch. And that was because of Logan Paul doing that thing in the forest, and everybody's channels got demonetized.
What are you doing in the forest?
He went and recorded in this Japanese suicide forest. And he was doing just stupid things in Japan. He was being super disrespectful to the culture, and that initially got him canceled. But when he did that, YouTube CEO had to look at it and go, we can't allow content like this to come through the pipeline. So if you had videos up for 10 years, like people like PewDiePie, he was the #1 YouTuber in the world, but because he dropped so many F-bombs, that's the reason why you can't cuss on YouTube anymore. He played so many video games that had gore and blood in it. All of those videos with millions of views got instantly demonetized, age restricted, and he was no longer to make money on those. So what I had to learn was, how can I growth hack within these platforms? You can get eliminated off of them. You can be shadow banned on them. But at the end of the day, if you're in the kitchen and you're cutting an onion and it cuts you, are you going to stop cooking food? No, you have to cook food. You just have to learn how not to get cut again. So what I had to learn was, okay, how can we bounce back off of these platforms? We have this catalog of amazing content and it's went viral one time. Let me try and see if it can go viral again. So I would repost all of those videos again. And this goes back to what you asked me. Like, if it didn't reach 1 billion people, keep reposting that hot content, because when the algorithm is jumping, you have to take advantage of that growth period to be able to grow quicker and reach more people, because that's the name of the game, right? And what I realized in doing that was, when I started repurposing this content, it was popping on my page. But what people don't know is that the algorithm only points to a certain amount of people, only points to a certain territory. Like, if they know you're an American page, it's going to point you towards American people. You go on TikTok and you ever see Indian creators, other nationalities in Europe, France, speaking different languages? No, because the algorithm knows that's not what you want. So when I go to other pages, I look at niche accounts. So in the cannabis community, you have like @weed, @cannabis, whatever. For finance, it might be @wealth, @business insider, and on all these different platforms. You'll reach out to them and you'll go, they repost a lot of content, but you're not reposting my content. You look at their pages and they've got millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, and they get pretty good engagement. Now, the vetting process for this is looking at the page and identifying, are your likes, comments real? Are the real people in there? It's pretty easy to look at. You guys get the same amount of likes every time you post in a matter of seconds, and it's the same generic people commenting in there. Part of the strategy is these page owners are from Russia, India, France, maybe even the US, and it could be a 16-year-old kid with a phone who's charging $25 a post to be able to be reposted on their page. Could be $10, could be $100, whatever they feel like is fit for that. So what I did was, I DM'd every single brand. Hey, my name's Dante. What's your rate for reposting content? They'd be like $10, 25 a post. They'll be like, we can do 3 for 100 or whatever. I'll go into a spreadsheet. I'd write down all of these different brands and what their following count was, what their engagement was, and how much they were charging. And from there, I would use that data and I get to negotiate with them. I go, hey, this page is charging this much. How can we do this deal? Can I do 10 posts for $100? And they'll want the money. You'll send the PayPal and you'll be like, it has to convert to rupees. And it's like, all right, let's get this going. Let's see what happens. So when it gets posted on their page, not only is it going viral on mine, but it's also going viral on their accounts as well. It's getting over 100,000 views, millions of views. And I tell them, make sure in the first part of the caption, you put follow Loaded Up, follow Dante Catlett. And this was part of my strategy to growth hack my page. When I identified videos that went viral on my personal brand, I reached out to brands or niche pages that focus on putting out content for video content creation, for filmmakers and photographers.
So they was doing it for that low though?
Absolutely.
And this was just regular video content creation pages.
Yep.
Yeah. The international play.
So you can go on Instagram and what you do, and I haven't tried this on TikTok yet, but on Instagram, you can go into a hashtag, like let's type in shot on iPhone or mobile only, and you'll see reels or top posts. Click on them. Most likely it's a niche page. Go on their page, and next to follow and contact and email, there's this little drop down arrow, and it'll give you related pages that are within that niche again. And just do that process over and over again. Go into pages, hit the drop down arrow, type in a different hashtag, and do it again. Now you have a catalog of pages, and now you can DM them, just copy and paste the same thing. How much are you charging for this? Such and such. So going back to the story with Josh from Raw, he was stuck at 400,000 followers. We got him to 1 million followers in 3 months.
Damn.
Because we identified which content was popping off, and we just put our, foot on the gas.
That's another thing that Wall Street Trapper did. So when he did our interview, what he did was he took clips from like social media clips that we posted, or he might have made some clips for himself, whatever, and then he paid influencers to repost those clips.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, from Wall Street Trapper or whatever. He did that with different blog pages and individual people as well that had followings.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
That's how Gary Vee grew his page to 10 million followers. If you look, you'd be like, why is Gary Vee on Slam? Why is he on Puberty? Why is he on meme pages and stuff like that? It's because he was just growth hacking, identified what the viral content was, and he knew he wanted to scale his personal brand. And his engagement might not be 10 million views every post, but for the majority average, each one is going over 1 million views. But it was like, how can you take advantage of that small period of time you have? Because platforms change so rapidly. That's why I tell people don't wait 5 years, do it in 12 months. Because as long as you can continuously produce the high quality content, if one pops off and you're like, oh, I did this right, follow that exact format that you did to get there, take those videos, and now reach out and have them distributed. It's no different than you look at like an IP like Simpsons. They've been around forever, but they jump from platform to platform. Same thing with Family Guy. They started off on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim. Then they went to TBS, then they went to Fox, then they went to Disney Plus or Netflix. And you're like, dang, why are so many people so interested in this? Is because they're finding ways that they can monetize their old content. It's syndication. That's like one gem that I learned when I was trying to figure out how to get like to work with Netflix or how to pitch to networks. I learned the word syndication. I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, let me syndicate my content to another platform, and it'll still get millions of views because it's done.
Or you can syndicate it to the same platform.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like if you have a clip on YouTube 3 years ago that got 5,000 views, odds are there's a bunch of people that have never seen that before. So now you might have way more followers or way more subscribers now. So you can just take that clip, maybe change the thumbnail, add a different title, and put it on YouTube again.
Yep, and it'll make a bigger splash because you got a bigger audience.
Yeah, the syndication play. The first time I ever heard about it, I started seeing the wealthiest people on TV. And every year I kept seeing Jerry Seinfeld. I'm like, how is Seinfeld making money every year if his show ended in 97?
Right.
But he syndicated it to different networks. Then he started syndicating it internationally. And then now it's like there's going to be a bidding war for like who can now have him on the streaming service. And so it's the same content, just repurposed, obviously from syndication.
And I'm sure you guys learned, like, that's why you want to produce it at a higher quality now, because it's like, I can take that and move it somewhere else. But what I'm realizing is when I'm shooting my content, I don't want to shoot anything with any branded logos unless it's paid for, not because I don't want to promote other people's brands. But if I go to license that content, they're going to be like, oh, can you blur this logo out? We can't use that video because it has such and such logos. Now I'm just in a black tee, black pants, and now I can license that content out, the educational stuff, to other places.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.